Happening today, Sacramento City Council set to discuss plans to close a budget deficit.
The city says that gap is due to an imbalance between city expense growth and revenues. ABC 10's Austin Castro spoke with city officials ahead of tonight's discussion. Austin, two questions. One, how severe is the projected deficit this year because it's a recurring issue? And two, how do they plan to address it? I know last year it was a hike in parking fees.
Carolina and Jay, two very good questions, and good morning to you. In terms of how severe this budget deficit is, it's projected to be $66 million for the upcoming fiscal year. In terms of the options of how to tackle it, the city will be discussing finding ways to increase their revenue or possibly having cuts. Now, it is important to note that the city said this isn't due to an economic downturn, and they will be spending the next few months finding ways to try to close that gap ahead of the final budget. Now, the city also points out that for this current fiscal year, it is still a balanced budget, but that gap exists for the following fiscal year. And looking ahead to fiscal year 27-28, that gap could potentially grow to a nearly $82 million deficit. Officials point to an overall increase in costs along with their active negotiations with most of its labor bargaining units. City Council set to meet later tonight, and they're going to be focused on how to navigate that projected structural budget deficit and get to a balanced budget over the next few months.
That leaves us with the unfortunate choices of cuts, either cuts to some expense, but primarily it's going to be labor expense, right? Because that's the majority of our budget, or raising some sort of taxes or fees, which again also unpopular.
Councilmember Plucky Bomb said there are limited choices when it comes to cuts, and he hoped that they can find a balance with maintaining city services. And again, the city has just a few months to decide on increasing their revenue and or having cuts for city services. Again, that city council meeting and that discussion is scheduled to get underway at 5 p.m. later today. We, of course, will be following it and bringing the latest as it all happens. Live in Sacramento, Austin Castro, ABC 10.
All right, Austin, yeah. I'm curious to see, last year they were able to avoid the layoffs, eliminating vacancies, but I wonder how that's going to work this year. We'll stay on top of that. Thank you, Austin.